If you love God, stay and listen. If you don't, then scroll away. But if you're still here, then maybe this message is exactly what you need today. Have you ever found yourself asking, why God? Why am I still waiting? Why is nothing working out for me? If that's you, I want you to listen closely, because what you're about to hear might change everything. We all go through seasons of waiting for answers and waiting for breakthrough, waiting for something to finally happen. And in those seasons, it's easy to feel forgotten, overlooked, and frustrated. But let me tell you something you might not want to hear right now. God's timing is always perfect. You see, we live in a world of instant gratification. We want things now. We want our prayers answered immediately, our plans to fall into place without delay. But God doesn't operate on our schedule. He works on his own divine timeline. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says he has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, not my time, his time. Why does God make us wait? Why doesn't he just give us what we ask for when we ask for it? The answer is simple yet profound. Because he knows what's best for you. He sees the bigger picture, the one you and I can't see. He knows that sometimes waiting builds faith. Sometimes waiting prepares you for what's coming next. And sometimes waiting protects you from things you're not ready to handle. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever looked back on your life and realized that something you once prayed for would have actually hurt you if you'd received it too soon? Maybe you wanted that relationship to work out, but God knew it wasn't right for you. Maybe you wanted that job, but God knew it would take you away from your purpose. In the moment, the waiting felt like rejection, but in hindsight, it was God's protection. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Waiting is not wasted time. It's strengthening time. It's in the waiting that God shapes you, refines you, and prepares you for what's ahead. But let's be honest, waiting isn't easy. It's frustrating. It's lonely. And sometimes it feels like God is silent. But let me assure you of this. God is never silent. He's always working behind the scenes, orchestrating things in your favor, even when you can't see it. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He was sold into slavery by his brothers, falsely accused and thrown into prison. For years, it must have felt like God had abandoned him. But all along, God was setting the stage for Joseph to become a leader who would save countless lives. Joseph's waiting wasn't a punishment, it was preparation. The same is true for you. Your waiting season is not meaningless. It's not wasted. It's preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. Here's the truth. God's delays are not his denials. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen, but it will happen in his time, not yours. And when it does, it will be better than anything you could have planned for yourself. So what do you do while you're waiting? First, you trust him. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." Trusting God doesn't mean you'll understand everything. It means you believe that he's good, even when life doesn't make sense. Second, stay faithful. Keep praying, keep seeking him, and keep doing what he's called you to do. Don't let your frustration lead you to disobedience. Instead, let your waiting season draw you closer to him. And finally, be patient. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about how you wait. It's about trusting God's process, even when it feels slow. It's about believing that his plans are better than yours. I know it's hard. I know it feels like the waiting will never end. But let me encourage you with this. God hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't abandoned you. He sees you. He hears your prayers. And in his perfect time, he will answer. And when that time comes, you'll understand why it was worth the wait. You'll see how he was working everything together for your good. You'll look back and realize that his timing was indeed perfect. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep trusting, keep praying, and keep believing, because God is faithful and he is always, always on time. Now I'll leave you with this question. Will you trust him even in the waiting? Will you believe that his timing is better than yours? The choice is yours, but I pray you choose to trust him, because his plans for you are greater than anything you could ever dream.